Picture this. The hip-hop world is literally on fire, and fans cannot believe what just went down. After weeks of rumors, diss tracks, and social media meltdowns, Kendrick Lamar has finally broken his silence, and his response to Drake's explosive rant has everyone saying the same thing: it's over. The feud that has had the entire music industry glued to their screens just reached a breaking point, and the fallout is more dramatic than anyone could have imagined. Now, we're not just talking about a casual clapback, okay? No, this was Kendrick at his most savage, his most unbothered, his most unstoppable. Drake, fresh off a meltdown that fans say revealed cracks in his carefully polished image, was left scrambling to pick up the pieces. Meanwhile, Kendrick's words hit harder than any diss track could. Fans are calling it the final nail in the coffin. And even some of Drake's closest allies are whispering that there might be no coming back from this one. The tension spilled off the stage and into personal lives. Family, friends, industry insiders, everyone is weighing in. And trust me, the betrayals, the tears, the accusations, they've only just begun. You won't believe the shocking twists waiting in this story. The night it all began, fans were already on edge. Everyone knew Drake was spiraling after his unexpected meltdown on stage where he lashed out at the industry, the critics, and most of all, Kendrick. The rant was messy, full of anger and desperation, and it left fans divided. Some defended Drake, saying the pressure of being at the top for so long was finally catching up with him. Others, however, couldn't ignore the cracks in his armor. And while Drake poured his frustrations out, Kendrick stayed silent. Until now, when Kendrick finally responded, it wasn't in the way anyone expected. No flashy Instagram post, no surprise track drop. Instead, Kendrick's response came during a private industry gathering in Los Angeles, space where only insiders and a few trusted fans were present. What happened in that room has since spilled across social media like wildfire. Witnesses swear the energy shifted the moment Kendrick took the mic, calm, collected, and cutting with his words. He didn't raise his voice, but he didn't need to. They say pressure breaks kings. Kendrick started, his tone steady. But some of us were never wearing borrowed crowns in the first place. The crowd gasped. It was subtle, but it was a dagger. He didn't say Drake's name, yet no one doubted who he was talking about. Fans later described the room as electric, with some attendees filming discreet clips before being asked to put their phones away. Drake, meanwhile, was watching. Insiders say he had been tipped off that Kendrick might speak, and he had his team monitoring every word. When the first snippets reached him, Drake's mood shifted from frustration to outright rage. One source close to him claimed he slammed his phone down, paced around, and said he thinks he's untouchable. We'll see. The emotions ran higher than ever because this wasn't just a rap feud anymore. Kendrick's words cut into Drake's identity, his status, his very claim to the throne. Fans on Twitter exploded with reactions, creating trending hashtags like Kendrick won forever and Drake it's over. Even celebrities chimed in. A-listers from the music and film industry posted cryptic emoji scissors, coffins, and fire-fueling speculation that they too believed Kendrick had just ended the debate. But it wasn't just about careers. Personal stakes began to surface. Whispers emerged that Drake's family wasn't happy with the way things were unfolding. An anonymous source claimed that his mother had urged him to step back, telling him the public feud was making him look weak instead of strong. Drake reportedly snapped back, saying, "This is bigger than family now. This is legacy." Those words revealed just how deeply personal this was becoming. Kendrick, on the other hand, remained eerily calm. In his circle, friends described him as unshaken, almost as if he had anticipated this storm. Kendrick isn't chasing clout, one close collaborator shared. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's not playing Drake's game, he's making Drake play his. Okay. And that's where the drama deepened. Because while Drake scrambled to control the narrative, Kendrick controlled the silence. The industry began to fracture. Some artists who once collaborated with Drake started liking Kendrick's posts, retweeting subtle shade or posting pictures with captions that clearly took sides. One particularly shocking moment came when a former Drake protege unfollowed him publicly and posted a story saying, "Sometimes the teacher needs to be taught." Fans were floored. It wasn't just a beef anymore, it was a slow-motion betrayal, unfolding in real time. In the midst of this, Drake made a bold move. During a private recording session, he reportedly played a track aimed directly at Kendrick, filled with sharp bars and personal jabs. Insiders who heard it described it as venomous, targeting not only Kendrick's artistry but also his personal life. Rumors spread that he mentioned Kendrick's family, which only fueled more outrage online. "He crossed a line," fans tweeted. "This isn't just rap beef, this is dangerous." When news of the track leaked, Kendrick's camp didn't flinch. Instead, one of his closest allies posted a cryptic tweet: "Patience is a weapon." Fans dissected every word, speculating that Kendrick had something even bigger planned. As the back and forth escalated, unexpected players jumped into the drama. A well-known music mogul who had remained silent for years suddenly weighed in, tweeting, "Real ones don't crack under pressure." Everyone knew he was siding with Kendrick. The comment sent shockwaves because this mogul had been an early supporter of Drake's rise. Emotions continued to spiral. Drake, already dealing with mounting pressure, reportedly had a heated argument with his closest friends during a late-night studio session. Witnesses said shouting could be heard from outside the studio, and one insider revealed he kept saying, "Why aren't you riding with me like you used to?" Everyone's flipping. The fracture within his inner circle became impossible to hide. Kendrick, meanwhile, was spotted at a family gathering in Compton, smiling, surrounded by loved ones. Fans posted blurry photos of him hugging relatives and laughing, and the contrast couldn't have been more striking. While Drake unraveled, Kendrick appeared grounded, unshaken, and even joyful. The tension reached a fever pitch when a video surfaced online. A fan who had been at the Los Angeles gathering leaked a longer clip of Kendrick's speech. In it, Kendrick could be heard saying, "Some folks been running the game so long they forgot it's not about the stage lights. It's about the soul you bring when the lights go off." Fans went wild, calling it the most powerful line of the feud. Even non-hip-hop fans began sharing the video, framing Kendrick as not just an artist but a philosopher, dismantling Drake's entire persona. The fallout was immediate. Drake's social media comments section was flooded with snake emojis and its over comments. His latest post, a picture of him in the studio, was overshadowed by thousands of fans declaring their support for Kendrick. Industry blogs published think pieces overnight, with headlines like "Kendrick Lamar just ended Drake without dropping a single track." Drake's frustration boiled over yet again. Insiders claim he began calling out people in his circle, accusing them of leaking information and betraying him. One source close to his camp revealed, "The paranoia is real. He doesn't trust anyone right now." The drama grew darker when reports surfaced that one of Drake's longtime friends had secretly met with Kendrick's team. Though unconfirmed, the rumors spread like wildfire, leading fans to speculate that Drake's empire was crumbling from the inside. As this chaos unfolded, Kendrick remained strategically silent. Every move he made or didn't make spoke volumes. Fans dissected his outfits, his public appearances, even the music playing in the background of clips from his life. Every detail became part of the larger narrative. Kendrick was in control, and Drake was spiraling. And just when everyone thought the feud couldn't get any more intense, a shocking twist emerged. Late one night, Drake went live on Instagram. His eyes looked tired, his tone wavered, but he spoke directly to the camera. "Y'all don't understand what's going on behind the scenes," he said. "There are people trying to break me, trying to turn my family, my friends, my fans against me, but I'm not going anywhere. I built this." The live was raw, emotional, and unpolished, leaving fans stunned. Some sympathized, saying they had never seen Drake this vulnerable before. Others, however, saw it as confirmation that Kendrick had broken him without even lifting a finger. Twitter exploded with clips, memes, and endless debates. And it was in that fragile moment, while Drake poured his soul out to millions, that Kendrick made his next move, one that would change everything. Drake's live had barely ended when the internet caught fire. Millions of fans dissected his every word frame by frame, looking for a hidden meaning. The rawness, the trembling in his voice. The confession that he felt betrayed by his circle. This wasn't the polished superstar people were used to seeing. It was a man cornered. And while some sympathized, calling him brave for showing his vulnerability, many others saw it as proof that Kendrick's silence had already won. The timeline was filled with phrases like "Kendrick broke him without speaking," and "we just witnessed history." It wasn't just fans saying it, industry insiders, journalists, even rival artists jumped into the mix, each one fanning the flames. But the real storm came hours later, when Kendrick finally made his next move. Around midnight, Kendrick's longtime producer posted a cryptic black and white photo of Kendrick in the studio. No caption, just an hourglass emoji. That single post sent fans into a frenzy. Was he about to drop a diss track? Was this the end game? The speculation reached a fever pitch. Then, like something out of a movie, Kendrick appeared live at a small venue in Compton the very next evening. No announcement, no press, just word of mouth spreading like wildfire. Within minutes, the place was packed and phones were everywhere, despite security trying to shut them down. Kendrick stepped on stage, microphone in hand, the crowd roaring his name, and then silence. He stared into the audience for a few seconds before speaking. "I don't need to scream to be heard," he said calmly. "I don't need to throw tantrums on camera. I just need to remind y'all why I'm here." Crowd erupted. Witnesses said the atmosphere was almost spiritual, like Kendrick was preaching rather than performing. Then he launched into a freestyle, and though he never once said Drake's name, every bar was a surgical strike. They crumble when the mask slips, shadows chasing fame like it's oxygen. But when the lights cut, who's still breathing? Audience gasped. Every line was layered. Every punch felt like a hammer. Within hours, bootleg recordings of the performance went viral, flooding Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Hashtags like Kendrick Forever and the freestyle trended worldwide. Fans declared it the final blow. Drake, watching from Toronto, reportedly lost it. Insiders claim he was furious that Kendrick had managed to overshadow his emotional live stream in less than 24 hours. He kept saying, "He's playing chess while I'm stuck playing checkers," one friend revealed. But the drama didn't stop there. That same night, rumors spread that Kendrick had met with one of Drake's former collaborators, someone who had worked closely on one of Drake's biggest hits. When fans pieced this together, theories exploded. "He's not just ending Drake," one viral tweet read. "He's dismantling his entire empire." The betrayal stung Drake's camp even harder. Reports surfaced of heated arguments between Drake and his team, with accusations flying about who was leaking information to Kendrick's side. "He's paranoid," one insider confessed. "He thinks everyone's against him now, even people who've been with him for years." Meanwhile, Kendrick seemed untouchable. Paparazzi caught him leaving the Compton venue surrounded by friends and family, smiling and unbothered. Fans noticed he was wearing a plain white t-shirt with no logos. No jewelry, no flash. "He's making a statement," one commentator said. While Drake is flexing under the lights, Kendrick is showing that power doesn't need to be loud. And then came the twist no one saw coming. 2 days after the freestyle, Drake's father gave an interview on a podcast. In it, he admitted he was worried about his son. "Never seen him like this before," he said. He's taking everything so personal, and I'm scared it's going to break him." Fans were floored. Never before had a family member publicly addressed the feud. And the fact that it was Drake's father made it even more shocking. The interview spread like wildfire. Suddenly, the narrative shifted from music to family. Kendrick won the rap battle, but did he break Drake as a person? One headline asked. Emotions ran high. Fans argued online, some blaming Kendrick for pushing too far, while others insisted Drake's meltdown was his own doing. Kendrick's camp, however, wasn't done. A day after the podcast interview, one of Kendrick's closest friends posted a video of Kendrick sitting in a studio, casually flipping through a notebook while a beat played softly in the background. The caption read, "Patience always wins." Fans went wild. Was this proof that Kendrick had another diss track lined up? Was the freestyle just the beginning? Drake, in response, posted a photo on Instagram of himself in the studio, staring at the mixing board, looking exhausted but determined. The caption read, "Still here." But fans flooded the comments with coffin emojis, scissors, and phrases like "Kendrick ended you." The once untouchable superstar was now being trolled by his own audience. Behind the scenes, tensions escalated even further. Rumors surfaced that Drake had fired a longtime friend from his team, accusing him of being the mole feeding information to Kendrick. Whether true or not, the rumor painted a picture of a fractured empire crumbling from within. Kendrick, on the other hand, kept stacking wins. A viral clip of a young fan crying after watching Kendrick's freestyle melted hearts online. "He speaks for us," the boy said through tears. "He's not just rapping, he's telling the truth." Fans across the globe shared the video, further cementing Kendrick's image as the voice of authenticity, while Drake looked like a superstar, struggling to hold on. Then, the betrayal everyone feared actually happened. A former member of Drake's inner circle went live, revealing shocking details about Drake's behavior behind the scenes. He claimed Drake had been lashing out at everyone, accusing friends of betrayal and even ignoring advice from his own family. "He's not listening to anybody anymore," the friend said. "He's obsessed with Kendrick." The internet erupted. Memes poured in, tweets flew, and once again, fans took sides. Some believed the insider was clout chasing, while others said it confirmed what they already suspected, that Drake was unraveling in real time. And in the middle of it all, Kendrick stayed quiet. No posts, no responses, just silence. Which only made fans believe he was plotting something even bigger. By the end of the week, the feud had taken on a life of its own. It was no longer just about to rappers, it was about loyalty, betrayal, family, and legacy. Drake's meltdown, his father's concern, the leaks from his camp, the betrayals from old friends, all of it painted a picture of a superstar losing control. And Kendrick, he hadn't even needed to drop an official track yet. And then, just when fans thought the story couldn't possibly twist any further, news broke of a secret meeting between Kendrick and one of the biggest moguls in the industry, a mogul who had once been one of Drake's most powerful allies. Witnesses claimed the two spoke for hours, smiling, laughing, shaking hands. Speculation exploded. Was this the final move to officially end Drake's reign? The world held its breath. Kendrick had all the momentum, all the support, and all the control. Drake, meanwhile, was losing friends, family, support, possibly even his legacy. And as the dust settled from the leaked meeting, fans everywhere waited for what Kendrick would do next, because whatever it was, they knew it would change everything. The rumors of Kendrick's secret meeting with the mogul spread like wildfire. Blogs ran with headlines like "Kendrick steals," "Drake's last ally," and "The empire officially crumbles." Twitter exploded with theories. Was Kendrick about to sign a major deal that would eclipse Drake's influence? Was he forming a new alliance that could shut Drake out of the industry he once dominated? The tension was unbearable, and Drake felt it in every fiber of his being, according to insiders. Drake's team scrambled to contain the damage. Frantic phone calls were made, publicists drafted statements, but nothing stuck. The story was too juicy, too dramatic, and fans weren't letting it go. One source claimed Drake called the mogul directly, demanding to know why he met with Kendrick. Witnesses say the conversation was explosive, with Drake yelling, "You built me up, and now you're tearing me down." The mogul's response, reportedly, cut deep. "You built yourself up, but you're tearing yourself down." Fans could feel the shift. For years, Drake had been untouchable, but now the people around him seemed to be choosing sides, and more often than not, they weren't choosing him. Betrayal after betrayal mounted, and Drake's paranoia grew. One close associate described it like this: "He's checking people's phones, asking who they've been talking to, accusing everyone of being disloyal. It's like he doesn't know who he can trust anymore." Meanwhile, Kendrick was playing his cards like a master strategist. Not only did he stay silent, but his team began dropping small breadcrumbs. Online photos of Kendrick in the studio, short videos of him with fans, quotes about patience and discipline. Every subtle move felt intentional, and fans hung on to every detail. One blurry photo of Kendrick holding a notebook went viral with captions like, "The next nuke is coming." The emotional weight of the feud started spilling over into Drake's personal life. Reports surfaced that his longtime partner and mother of his son had confronted him, telling him the feud was consuming him and damaging his image as a father. "People see you breaking down, and that's not the man your son needs to look up to," she allegedly told him. Drake's response: he stormed out, refusing to listen, convinced that stepping back would mean admitting defeat. Emotions ran higher when Kendrick performed at a charity event in Los Angeles. Fans expected him to keep things light, but instead slipped in a few pointed bars that the internet quickly dissected. "The kingdom don't shake when the ground moves." But some thrones were built on sand. The crowd roared, and fans immediately declared it another blow aimed at Drake. Clips of the line spread across TikTok, each edit more dramatic than the last. With slow-motion footage, fire emojis, and captions like, "Kendrick is burying him alive." Drake, meanwhile, doubled down. He reportedly rushed a track through production, determined to prove he still had the upper hand. Sources inside the studio described it as frantic. "He was desperate," one producer confessed. "He wanted something that would silence everyone, but he wasn't thinking straight. He was just throwing shots." The track leaked before it could even be officially released, and instead of dominating, it backfired. Fans criticized the lyrics for being messy, unfocused, and even petty. "This sounds like a man begging for attention, not a king defending his throne," one viral comment read. Worse yet, rumors spread that Kendrick's team had intentionally leaked it to sabotage Drake's rollout. The betrayal narrative deepened. When one of Drake's oldest friends, someone who had been with him since his early mixtape days, posted a cryptic tweet, "Sometimes the crown gets too heavy." Fans went wild, interpreting it as a dig at Drake. Drake unfollowed him almost immediately, which only fueled the speculation. Kendrick, still calm and collected, was seen at a family barbecue the next day, laughing with relatives, posing for photos with kids, and completely unbothered. Fans contrasted the images of him smiling with the reports of Drake yelling in the studio, calling it the clearest picture of who's really winning. Then came the twist that turned the feud into a full-blown soap opera. A leaked recording surfaced of Drake allegedly ranting about Kendrick during a private phone call. In the clip, he could be heard saying, "He's nothing without me to aim at. I gave him a career." Fans were shocked. While some defended Drake, saying the clip might have been edited, others felt it exposed the arrogance that Kendrick had been subtly attacking all along. The betrayal stung even deeper when fans realized who leaked the recording: a former business associate who had recently been spotted with Kendrick's camp. Drake's world is crumbling from the inside. One commentator declared, As the recording spread, celebrities began weighing in more openly. One award-winning actress tweeted, Kendrick is showing the difference between power and panic. And it quickly racked up hundreds of thousands of likes. Other artists who once collaborated with Drake stayed silent, their lack of support speaking louder than words. The emotional stakes reached a boiling point when Drake's son was brought into the conversation by fans. People began asking how this public unraveling would affect the boy when he grew older. One day his son will watch all these clips, a fan wrote. What will he see? A man who stood strong or a man who fell apart? The comment went viral. And Drake's critics used it as proof that the feud wasn't just about rap anymore, it was about legacy, family, and identity. Kendrick, aware of the growing narrative, dropped another cryptic line during an interview. My son will know I stood tall without ever raising my voice. Fans interpreted it as a direct counter to the questions swirling around Drake's family. It was surgical, controlled, and devastating. The industry was now fully divided. Some insiders whispered that Drake was considering stepping back, taking a hiatus to regroup. Others said he was more determined than ever to fight back, even if it meant burning bridges. He's in self-destruct mode, one friend admitted. Every decision he makes right now is about proving something to Kendrick. But Kendrick wasn't just dismantling Drake's empire, he was building his own stronger. The mogul he had been spotted meeting with officially announced a partnership with Kendrick to launch a new label aimed at supporting up-and-coming artists. Fans saw it as the ultimate power move. While Drake was stuck in drama, Kendrick was creating a legacy. The announcement sent shockwaves. Not only had Kendrick seemingly stolen Drake's ally, but he was using the feud as fuel to create something bigger than himself. This is chess, fans said. Drake's playing for today, Kendrick's playing for forever. The dust from the announcement settled. Drake posted a late-night Instagram story, just a black screen with the words, "They want me gone. I'm not leaving." Fans flooded the comments, some rallying behind him, others mocking him. The cracks were now undeniable. Drake's meltdown, the betrayals from his team, the mogul partnership with Kendrick. The leaked recording it all painted a picture of a man losing his grip on the very empire he had built. And yet, Drake wasn't ready to let go. Insiders hinted he was planning something massive, something that would shock the world and put him back on top. But with Kendrick's every move so calculated, so untouchable, fans couldn't help but wonder, would Drake's big play be redemption, or the final nail in his coffin? The whispers of Drake's massive comeback began to dominate the conversation. Fans, bloggers, and even industry insiders couldn't stop speculating. Was he about to drop a surprise album? A diss track so ruthless it would eclipse Kendrick's calm dominance? Or would it be something completely unexpected, like a documentary or a tell-all interview? The suspense grew heavier with every passing hour. Inside Drake's camp, tension was boiling over. Sources close to the studio sessions revealed that Drake had locked himself in for days, barely sleeping, obsessively rewriting verses. One insider described the scene. Papers everywhere, coffee cups stacked up, him pacing the room, muttering to himself. He kept saying, "This has to be bigger than anything I've ever done. This can't just be music hit. Has to be a moment." At the same time, Kendrick was seen out in public.com as ever, holding his son's hand while walking through Compton. The paparazzi photos went viral not because of any flashy outfit or security entourage, but because of the contrast. While Drake was in isolation, unraveling under pressure, Kendrick was living life as if nothing was happening. The internet flooded with captions like the difference between peace and chaos. Then came the night Drake made his move. Without warning, he announced a live stream event on YouTube titled simply The Truth. Within minutes, hundreds of thousands of fans flooded the waiting room, speculating about what was about to happen. Some thought it would be a diss track debut. Others predicted a public breakdown. No one was ready for what came next. Drake appeared on screen, sitting alone in a dimly lit room. There was no flashy production, no background music, just him, staring into the camera. His eyes were bloodshot, his voice low. "You've all been laughing at me, mocking me, saying it's over," he began. "But you don't know the whole story. You don't know what's been happening behind the scenes. This isn't just music. This is my life, my legacy, my family." He paused, his hand trembling slightly as he rubbed his forehead. "Kendrick thinks he's untouchable, but let me tell you something, he's not perfect. I've got receipts. I've kept quiet for years out of respect. But respect only goes so far. The world wants war, then I'll give it to them." The chat exploded. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Drake about to expose Kendrick with personal secrets. Was he really about to cross the line? The suspense was unbearable. But then, just as Drake leaned forward as if to reveal something monumental, the stream suddenly glitched. The screen froze, then cut to black. Chaos erupted online. Was it a technical issue? Or had someone deliberately pulled the plug? Conspiracy theories flew across Twitter. Kendrick's team shut it down. Drake pulled the plug himself. This was staged for drama. While fans argued, Kendrick's camp dropped a bombshell of their own. On Instagram, Kendrick's official account posted a single image, a chessboard with one piece left standing, the king. No caption, no explanation. Within minutes, it racked up millions of likes and shares. Fans screamed that it was the ultimate mic drop. Perfectly timed to make Drake's livestream look like a meltdown. The symbolism was undeniable. Kendrick didn't even need to speak.